Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. We're coming to you live from the Singapore Fintech Festival, and joining me for this segment, we have David Rutter, who's the founder and CEO of R3. We're going to talk about the blockchain industry's resiliency and what's next for the industry. It is great to have you with us, David. Welcome back to Trade Talks.
Thank you for having me, Jill.
Let's talk about next-gen blockchain. What's the current application? Where's the financial industry with it right now?
Yeah, I think that, we've been at this now for about 7 years, and we're actually kind of finding our product market fit in the sweet spot. We're working with the large FMIs, central banks around the world, and of course our core customers being the banks, on providing infrastructure solutions based on our private permission blockchain called Corda. And we've made a lot of progress. As I walk around here, there's been a lot of hype in the past. If you think back 4 years ago, blockchain was going to cure the common cold and do everything in between. And I think we're now getting more mature and refining our use cases. Plus R3 has had the distinct advantage of being live in the markets for over 4 years. So we've learned a lot. We found out, there's a lot of things that we couldn't anticipate that we've had to solve for resiliency and scalability and the like, So.
What about realizing digital currencies and how that's going to fit into the future of finance?
So digital currencies is a very broad topic, right? Within that topic, you have central bank digital currencies, which is an area, it's kind of our sweet spot. We're spending a lot of time. You have stable coins, you have bank coins, and then, way far afield of regulations, everything else is that whole crypto world. So that comes in many different flavors. We're seeing the need for a digital currency solution so that we can have atomic settlement on Corda, because we already have a substantial number of assets, fixed income and otherwise, tokened onto our platform. And when we exchange an asset for cash, we actually have to go out on the traditional rails. So we're really working hard with market participants to come up with digital currency solutions across that whole range. And again, the spectrum includes central bank digital currencies, which is some way off, stable coins, bank coins, and the like. That's what we're focused on.
And the point is, you don't want to go out of the ecosystem, because then you have safety and security issues that you really want to be mindful of, and I think that's top of mind for everyone right now.
Yeah, that's 100% correct. And also, it's slower, it's less efficient. Right. We can't exchange value in real time.
Why do you think more established blockchain enterprise plays more so resilient? I mean, we went through a pandemic, we were going through technology and regulation that is evolving real time. Why do you think they have been resilient?
Well, I think that the field has narrowed so dramatically. If you look at the blockchain space, in the private permission space, which is really where regulated firms have to play, it was a very crowded space 4 years ago. Now, Corda has done very, very well. JP Morgan has an Onyx solution based on Quorum that is in production at scale. But other than that, the market has really narrowed. So I think that, the folks that were brave enough to kind of avoid the temptation to issue a coin and, the get-rich-quick schemes around crypto, and really stuck on the right side of that regulatory line and worked with those big financial institutions. It's been hard, but it's starting to pay off. And we've seen, I don't know if you saw our recent announcement with DTCC, which is Project Ion, which is, the most significant project in blockchain in the financial services world. And the goal there is to move the clearing and settlement infrastructure for U.S. equities on the Corda over the next few years. So we're super excited about that. And it's really going to test our mettle because the transactions, the throughput, the latency requirements and all are something that has never been solved by any blockchain company in the past. And we're up for the challenge.
Well, it's interesting that you brought up, you had some of these high-flying schemes when it came to coins and so forth. In a way, if you want to look at the silver lining, that almost needed to happen, because you have to shake those outliers out to prove the worth of what companies such as yours are building. What do you think it's going to take for newer entrants or startups to be successful when it comes to innovations and being sustainable?
So I think, look, it's hard depending on who your market is, right? If you're selling to retail, so more of a crypto-oriented, the threshold for acceptance and validation is much lower. If you're going to provide services to central banks, or to the DTCC, where you can't have failure, you can't lose packets, you can't have a hack, the requirements is so much higher. So I think there's room. We have a large Corda ecosystem. We have over 200 organizations building on Corda. Using that solid foundation will help those startups be successful. But even then, the bar is so high to really get their products to market, and that's why startups are only for the brave.
Right. For the brave and the well-capitalized, for sure. All right, David,
that
appreciate
helps as well.
It always helps. Thank you so much for joining us on Trade Talks. And thanks for joining me throughout the Singapore Fintech Festival. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.